Today we will focus on solving simple inequalities. Now, in order to solve simple inequalities, we're going to give you just some steps to consider. Um, we first of all, um, they are all solving simple inequalities is simple to solving equations. So equations have equal signs. Inequalities we have less than, greater than, less than, equal to, and greater than, equal to. So we're going to solve not equations but inequalities. Now, the first step says we want to get the variable on the left-hand side. So here we're talking about the left-hand side, right? So and you have the right-hand side. So with inequalities, we always want our variable on the left-hand side. So that is the first thing we want to do, is to get the variable on the left-hand side. And we know typically if the variable is on the right-hand side, we just add the opposite and then combine the like terms. We know how to do that. But we want to point out something that's, we're going to talk about a little shortcut here. If there is one variable in the problem and it's on the right-hand side, we want to move that variable to the left-hand side. We're just going to move it to the left-hand side. All right. So we just want to move that variable to the left-hand side, and we move it by just changing the inequality. All right. Changing the inequality. So if it is a less than, we make it a greater than. If it's a greater than, we make it a less than. The second step is we want the constant, that's just the number, on the right-hand side. Again, you've done all of these things before. And we do that by adding this opposite and combining like terms if there are any other on the right-hand side. Once we have the constant on the right-hand side and the variable on the left-hand side, the last step is we want to divide by the coefficient. Now, there is one thing that you must consider when you're dividing by the coefficient. Okay? So if we're dividing by the coefficient, all right, so that means we dividing both sides by, in particular, a negative number. If we divide both sides by a negative number, then we want to switch the sign of the inequality. So you have to switch the sign of the inequality. And then next you just proceed to simplify the expression. So let's look at some examples, all right, and we will be following those steps above, okay? All right, so we have solving graph 2 is less than 7x. All right, so let's go back to our steps here. We want to consider. So if there is one variable in the problem, we only have one variable, and that variable is on the right-hand side. So it tells us just move the variable to the left-hand side. All right, just move it to the left-hand side. So this becomes 7x. Just move it. And then it says once you move it to the left-hand side, just change the inequality. So it's a less than, so we're going to make it a greater than. Then we proceed to solve for x. So the next step is divide by 7. All right, that cancels out. So x is greater than 2 sevenths. Now, within GMM, we do not have to simplify. All right, so we do not have to simplify. So we take this expression and we put it in GMM. So x is greater than 2 sevenths. So some situations greater than 2 sevenths. Let's consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all those big numbers. So we know it goes out to the right. All right. So our arrow points to it going out to the right here. All right. So this is the symbol that we want. So make sure you click on that in GMM. All right. And here, and it goes out to the right. Okay. And don't forget to put your number here. So 2 sevenths. Okay. All right, the next one, solve and graph negative 3 is greater than 2 plus 3x. Again, it's one of those situations where we have only one variable in the problem. All right, that's the x, and it's on the right-hand side. So we want to make this simple. We're just going to put it on the left-hand side. So we have 2 plus 3x. Again, if we move it over, we're going to change the inequality. So less than negative 3. All right. We solve here. Again, we're going to just subtract 2 from both sides, by adding this opposite. So we get 3x is greater than negative 5. Now, notice here we are subtracting negative 2. So we don't change the inequality when we subtract negative 2. We only change it when we multiply, divide. Next step here, we're going to divide by 3. So x is less than negative 5/3. All right, so we put our inequality here, again in GMM. X is less than negative 5/3. We put our negative 5/3 here. Okay. Less than, all right, it could be negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6. So it's all those negative numbers. So we need to change this inequality symbol here. And it goes out this way. All right. So open circle. And we go in this direction here. All right. Solve and graph. Negative 8x plus 9 is less than negative 7x minus 9. So in solving inequalities, we typically want our variable on the left-hand side. So we have a variable that's on the right-hand side. So we want to add this opposite. So adding this opposite is a 7x. So we want to add 7x to both sides. All right. So we add our 7x to both sides. And again, notice what happens. So this here, negative 7x cancels out. All right. And we perform the operation, negative 8x plus 7x, that gives us a negative 1x. So we bring down that 9, bring down our inequality is less than, bring down the negative 9. Next, we want to move this here 9 over on the right-hand side. So again, we're going to add this opposite. So the opposite of 9 is negative 9. So we add negative 9 to both sides. Again, notice what happens. So this 9 cancels out with this negative 9. So we are then left with a negative 1x. We add negative 9, and negative 9 is negative 18. So again, keeping our inequality. Next, we again want to solve for x. So solving for x, we want to divide by negative 1. So we divide both sides by negative 1, x divided by negative 1, and negative 18 divided by negative 1. So when we're dividing by a negative number or multiplying by a negative number, we change the inequality. So the inequalities of a less than become a greater than. All right, so at this point, we can cancel out these that negative 1. So we just left with x is greater than negative 18 divided by negative 1 is a positive 18. So x is greater than 18. So therefore, our inequality is x is greater than 18. To graph it in Get More Math, we are then put in our 18 here. Notice here our arrow is pointing towards the right. So our arrow will be pointing towards the right here. So at this point, all right, so it's pointing towards the right. And we will have an open circle. All right. And we have our graph of our inequality. Here the answers are given. All right, so we still have to solve. All right, so we have to go through the process of solving here. So we have negative 8x plus 3. Again, this is greater than or equal to. So we're going to make it less than or equal to because we're just flipping it. So we move our variable to the left-hand side. All right, so we're going to subtract 3. So we have negative 8x is less than or equal to negative 8. Divide by negative 8. All right, so x is, again, when we divide, we change the inequality. So greater than or equal to 1. All right, so we look at which one of these graph will give us greater than or equal to 1. So we know it's going out to the right. So that's a possibility there. But here is greater than negative 1/4. Here is greater than negative 1. So our correct answer would be the first one. Now, again, make sure you have written everything down and highlighted the things that are above.